Hello everybody, welcome back to Novel House. Today we're going to be playing some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So last time we were in court, we cross-examined Mike Meekins, and we're now back for our third fucking attempt at recording this shit.
I was literally just about to say that. Round 3.
This is round 3 because our
Day
audio
3.
decided to be stupid both times. First time it got corrupted, second time the pitch got all weird, and then it was out of tempo and I couldn't change it back.
The funniest thing was that Andy was in the middle of editing it, and then it was like, fuck you.
So yeah,
So now given this date, we have completed the game, and
Yeah,
we're
we
going
just said,
back
"Fuck
to
it,"
fucking just record this one episode. So I hope you enjoy.
So we recorded all the other ones already.
Yeah.
So that also
funny-
explains the big gap between our Ace Attorney episodes.
Oh yeah,
Because this one was being a piece of shit.
True.
So yeah, let's fucking go. So done with this.
I know, me too.
Colt will now reconvene from the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
Will
like
it?
it's like first case syndrome all over.
Yeah,
Emma didn't come back.
I wouldn't either.
Thank the Lord.
Allow me to call the fuck. God damn it! Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of the guarding room. of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Me. Or that guy.
Yeehaw.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
No.
Fair enough. We've done this too many times.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm the same man. Oh, what? I'm just the same man.
This is already showing how done we are with this bit.
There's a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know, you're a patrolman.
You want a fucking sticker?
My name you listen hard enough, you can hear the Halloween calling out. Marshall.
Marshall. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
You're no fun. Howling wind? I've never heard that word described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is that right?
I'm just set him to hold B and just speed run it.
I know, right? Could you imagine if everyone's like, oh gee, next episode of Ace Attorney, and we were like, hi, what the fuck is up, let's go, and then we just like spam through everything?
Oh my god.
Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado soul is found this isn't there sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best if we get on with this quickly.
I agree.
Please share with us your testimony in the day of the crime. In plain old English. Not whatever the hell you're speaking.
Ye old English.
Reminds me of some of the playthroughs I've seen, like, where they just don't even bother reading, they just spam all the way through until it gives them a prompt.
What?
To do something. I'm like, bro,
Like,
how are you
people
playing the
actually
game?
play it like that, though?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do
I don't know.
anything?
Oh, I mean, they can play it however they want. I'm just
Well,
like,
no, but you're
damn.
missing all the context.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. Said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, they're protected by 2 security systems anyway.
Oh, wait, also, with that being said, too, like, okay, you skip through everything, you miss the context, and then you try to go, and they probably still get it right. When I read the context, I still don't fucking get it, so good on those guys.
I remember when I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Just give it a hee-haw-hoo.
Yeah.
Can't say I particularly care for your attitude. Can't say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complaining. I made this insult 4 times now.
The best roast of all time.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? It means more than 1.
He's like, what do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
You're a cowpoke.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks in the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? The fuck? What the hell kind of newfangled dookies? Dookies? Dookies are those?
What kind of newfangled dude?
He's not being very helpful.
He's not that good with machines or following orders.
Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Miss Prosecutor? Yours is just being dumb.
That is not true.
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
Your Honor, send him to the principal's office and have him expelled.
Alright. You were not, because you're imprint.
Speedrun.
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd?
I hate it here.
That is, you being called in to testify like this? You didn't even give me a fucking chance to speak my testimony. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here.
I feel insane.
Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint.
What?
Look, listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. Pay my respects, that is, make my rounds through about once a month. Blech. Once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints will be in there. Shut up.
No.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. I don't know what blood is.
I don't know what blood is.
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, can I drink that?
It's like I ain't never seen that in my life.
Seems to me, there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Must say that again?
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall.
Nah, I don't.
That's what I fucking thought!
About, oh,
That's
still
my
accurate.
line. About the bloodstained fingerprints.
Yeah. Well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime.
Oh.
Hurry the hell up, please.
I feel like I've been trapped in a time sequence.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints being in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be in the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the lock where my fingerprint was by chance. Bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or did you know that the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. How do you know they had gloves?
Clean.
The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt, life won't be full without any doubt, partner. Life would be more fun if you didn't exist. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. You can't prove shit.
I'm invincible. I got plot armor.
Sucks to be you, because you're not the main character. That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. Got hearing problems? And one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? It means it's mine. I mean what I said.
Something about, like, the villains just having them go, what do you mean? And they're like, what do you think I fucking meant? Like, that's
Yeah,
just
really.
really funny.
That's the locker I used when I was a detective. Locker I still use. All that's in there now, oh, it's a heap of broken dreams and my 2-year-old kid.
What? Your
What the-
child?
I see. It'd be strange my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's programming.
Wait, do you know that that's a thing? Like, in Japan, it's like, not common all the freaking time, but there have been, like, enough cases of people taking their children that they don't want and then putting them in lockers that you pay for near the subway and just sticking them in there. So then there
What
are
the hell?
signs around those lockers that say, please do not put your child in the locker. And I'm like,
Wow.
dang.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I've been using that fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Alright. How do you know that?
How do
How do you know
that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up all the reports.
There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's the first time I've gotten that right! I keep saying though.
That's right, it was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. It's not what I mean. The murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of the Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion.
They were holding hands.
Are you starting to get the picture, partner? No. The picture. This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. Okay, and there's only one reality, and that's this. Lion King 2. The security
Lovely.
tape. So long as my trail ain't in there, you can't say otherwise. It's Kung Fu Panda 2, actually. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright.
Objection! It's
Please
Kung Fu
consider
Panda.
carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. That wasn't me in that video, right, partner?
Bow, 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 bow. Am I right or am I right?
What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, ain't that right, partner? Yes. If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. Die, please.
No.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? What's that? Are you dumb? Places you can't see. Have you ever driven a car? The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown.
You're one to talk, Phoenix. You ride a fucking bike to work every
Yeah.
day.
If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Shut up.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence that in the video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
He can't. Oh no.
Watch me. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Well, you already are the mistake, so...
That's rude.
Now let's have another look at the video. Don't fight in my courtroom. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. Whee!
Coming soon.
I'm so tired of seeing this freaking video.
Awful. Coming soon to theaters near you. Meekins fucking dies. Starring Meekins and Detective Goodman. Violence, action, explosions, and even some blood.
God, I hate that video. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. Shut up.
It's like,
Damn
that
it.
ain't me.
Days are short in Texas, so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? If it's any more, you get stabbed with this.
I feel like people in Texas are very, they are pretty patient. That's just me, though.
I've never been to Texas, though.
I've never been to Texas, but I talked to one person from Texas one time, and he talked very slow.
Yeah. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. You got lucky, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Thank you for slowly panning. A locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witness's, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Because for some reason we can't just speed it up.
Oh, God.
Hey,
Y'all
that's
should
me!
get those freaking cracks fixed in the wall.
Oh, damn, yeah.
You nasties.
Oh, my god, that was like 10 minutes of my life. White cloth is gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Oh, fuck.
Order! It would seem that's the other... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. You got the wrong man. Do not fucking interrupt me. So what if my locker was open? Don't mean I'm the one who opened it.
Alright, you have a point.
The murderer may need to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. That's not my fault he opened what the fuck? Choose mine. Are you dumb?
Might be.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? 'Cause you are. This guy isn't just playing dumb. He is dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that locker. Particular locker. Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Okay.
If you insist.
A fingerprint sensor?
You dumb bitch.
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only open by detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks, like that dumbass Marshall guy. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Nice.
I think that was 7 words.
Oh.
I only got 1 word for you,
He did
partner.
say it less.
No!
Wow.
Damn.
Another day, another court lost to Phoenix Wright.
Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Alright, please answer the question. Are you dumb? What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. You can? I can. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
Run away!
I'm not so, then where was the witness?
The wiggity wig whack. Oh. It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Right here!
Officer Marshall was standing right here. Yeah, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man was a Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall.
What?
It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
Okay, but he didn't. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective
You
Goodman.
may not.
He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card.
His blood card?
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
Really bad.
He, stabbed me, standing to rip my balls off.
Oh god.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. Why would he want to rip his nuts off? If the man has ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying
He
it.
just showed his license. He was like, "This is my license to take your balls, sir."
Oh no. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Well, I get it.
That's McLovin, dude.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man was a Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? No. You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? Still denying it?
Circumcised evidence?
Oh no. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim.
Dude, just take the fall.
I can't say I'm particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your fucking beard, but you still don't see me complaining. Fuck you. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that
Mr.
this
Wright.
dickhead
Mr.
dressed
Wright,
up as the victim?
attack him.
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. See, you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Ugh, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Do something.
I literally can't. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
Ugh.
I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, you're stuck. That's it.
Well, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, so
know.
yeah. I understand why you suck.
Some help he was.
The basics. Mia just told me I was garbage. For me, no, what Mia used to tell me.
Let's get her done. Phoenix, you're trash. Try thinking outside of the box.
Think inside the circle.
Think inside the circle, you dumb shit.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it had been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed,
Meekins, that's a really good, fuck, that's a really good Detective Goodman cosplay, sir. I fucked up the joke. I tried to do it too quick and now it's gone.
you tried.
I tried so hard.
He opened his locker for some unknown reason. That's really nice cosplay, sir.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. As
So?
you do.
What exactly is the piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered questions.
I believe it's cotton.
I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Nah. Very well, let's take yet another look at this damn tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. Yeah, dubstep Blue Badger. Hey, would you like to come to our Kung Fu Panda? Hey man, oh my...
When you speed up the throw, it just makes it 10 times more amusing.
For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know to what extent. And yes. What? Yeah.
What?
However, something unexpected happened. Hi. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife and told him to fuck off.
That's
However-
pretty extreme.
Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood and shit. What? bloody white coat and shit. You couldn't just walk out like that. You smelled awful. So you hit the coat in your locker. It made the evidence room smell even worse. Not bad, partner. Why would you do that?
Oh my goodness.
You know, for a twig like him, he can body Meekins pretty good.
Yeah.
And not that Meekins isn't already small, but...
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth.
I
More like
hope you
Mr.
die.
Dickhead.
No one's called me that in years.
2 years ago. You were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, shut up. Tell the court what you did. All of it.
Right now.
I don't want to now because you were kind of mean. Seems the time has come. Story time, kiddos.
No.
Gather around the campfire
okay.
and sing our campfire song. R-C-A-M-P-S. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stay by and let it die. Stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I also went to Comic-Con with my sick cosplay. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins, so I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in that evidence room at 5:15. Rank my cowboy cosplay. I'll give it a 2. So the supposed victim was really you.
But
Fuck
there's
you,
one
man.
thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand
That's a
because he's a
lot of
dumbass.
fucking blood.
I guess he's the donor.
He didn't donate it.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation. It doesn't even say donor on my ID card.
I never agreed to this.
Marshall's confession. Press everything. When you say it, you mean...
It.
Do you even have to ask, partner? It's the SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day.
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Yeah, we fucking know.
The incident's not
Oh
over.
my god.
What did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence.
Evidence.
I want to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera?
And the detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's parking lot. Okay. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight.
What do you mean, partner?
I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints.
Watch me.
I would know, I tried. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall.
Very good, Phoenix.
Thanks, I used my massive brain. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins trying to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Didn't think that dumbass would walk through the door. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID?
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
Yeah, what about my raise, pal?
Don't ask me those questions.
Fuck you. So when did Edgeworth get such influence?
I'm sorry?
Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way. Me bodying him.
It was an accident. I just threw him against the locker.
Well, me knocking him out and everything. And breaking his neck. By the
Jesus
way,
Christ.
what happened to your knife? I don't think he's waking up. Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
I still think it's whack that
Kicked
they're
a
like,
little.
yeah, you can have your knife in the courtroom.
Yeah. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If it all gone as planned, no footage would have been
Why'd
lit.
you have to think about that? However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
Someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He would sleep like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day... But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates the crime took place. What are you, blind? Do you see any fucking blood? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
So you stole the evidence from the locker.
Actually, no, I didn't.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where was that evidence?
I don't know. It's still missing, Your Honor.
Well, find it.
I can't. We're in the middle of a case.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one more thing? No. Byway, partner, it's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are ever a valid
You have to
solution.
pay with your life.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And nobody ever said it was their case. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
Okay. Whatever you say.
What are you saying, entitled asshole? The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. You know why? Yeah, I do know why.
Please don't make him talk anymore.
Shut your mouth.
Shut
Officer
your
Marshall,
mouth,
I think I
girlfriend.
understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. Are you drunk?
I think I haven't been sipping enough cactus juice.
I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. Oh, balls. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Never heard that
Neil
man in my life.
Marshall.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. Don't know where that came from. He received the same
Why
as
did they keep it up the whole time? What?
Well, a prosecutor. He must be talking about the king of prosecutors' reward.
No, I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
And he did a better job than you. That's
What?
right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. What's his relation to you? He was my husband. He was my brother.
Ew!
He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then deputy chief of police. Yeehaw. Every detectives I was part of worked under them.
It's like that's all he says, and she's like, Angel Star's like, we can't understand what you're saying.
We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
I asked if you wanted a pepperoni pizza or not.
I want cheesy breadsticks.
Oh my god.
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. He fought Drake. First time Drake got any evidence.
Drake,
That's all we needed.
the pop star.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
It was pretty scary.
And that's it? That's your insane what the
Shut
fuck?
I already got it wrong anyway.
He's like, you know what, I messed up my line, just go ahead.
Just go, give it to him.
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
And no one takes me fucking seriously in these goddamn court cases.
Well, at least one thing's for certain, nobody takes Edgeworth seriously. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room.
Would you like to buy Girl Scout cookies, sir?
Officer Meekins confronted him, so he was rendered unconscious and fled.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, sir?
Yes, this
Oh my
mystery
God,
has
shut
finally
up.
been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day.
Good.
Good. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. pretty crazy.
Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
Wiggity whack.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's parking lot was in the real one. Was in the real one?
Oh. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime.
Me.
Chief, Your Honor. Prosecutor Lana Sky.
Actually, no, she did. Wait, a verdict was reached in yesterday's trial.
I'm reaching it now. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
There's only one reason the defendant wasn't convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
seems to me, these boys got the draw on you, partner.
If you call me boy one more time, I'm gonna jump off this fucking counter. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it.
You don't have hops.
Bet. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Scott. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely uncontestable.
She's not even reliable.
She made no sense. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
Shit.
That's good enough. Ooh, that one was pretty good too.
That's not a word.
I rest my case.
Well, I'm gonna put you to rest.
Loser!
Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
Fuck you, dude. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. I mean, I'm kinda happy about it. The time for the verdict has arrived. Cole finds the defendant guilty as balls. Shut
My
up!
fucking god!
Oh, it's you.
Someone arrest this child immediately.
Your Honor, wait!
Kids aren't allowed in my court. Emma, shut up.
The defense has an objection. A scientific Oh my god, I already fucked it up. Right?
No, defense does not. What do you mean, right? You mean left?
No,
Mr. Right.
I mean up.
Mr. Wrong. Read this girl's
Down?
guardian. Your Honor, in a sense?
Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time.
No.
Please hear me out.
No.
Mr. Edgeworth, please.
No.
60 seconds is too fucking long. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Oh, but when I ask for more time, you say, no.
You're right, because it's an inconvenience to me.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the the Joe Dark killings?
Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood you found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
No fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
So did you find something?
Nope. No.
Useless. Huh?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Thanks for wasting my time. Is that all?
Yeah, I came here not to do anything. Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student.
I'm just an attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? I don't know.
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more of use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. You don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing?
We're going.
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
Yeah, okay, whatever you say, pal. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright.
Bet. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans? Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Why are you drawing on them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on them?
Yes, that's what I mean, Edgeworth. Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Oh my god. Let's play the... play? Let's pray the defense is simply trying to buy time. Come on, Mr. Wright. All this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. Question is, which item can prove something missing in the floor plans?
Bingo bango.
What? What about that piece of plywood? Looks like ass. The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth and guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. Who gives a shit?
I give a shit.
So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime.
He's kind of fucking, like, huge.
Yeah, he is. Well, what? Are you blind?
Oh.
It's like a weird half sneeze.
Yeah.
That's right.
Achoo!
So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot in this locker. What?
Achoo.
A chewy.
A chewy.
So that means, what the hell does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? The blood trace was undeniably found in the locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there.
Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
Emma.
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Oh. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time.
Oh my god, this
Why are we
video
showing
is so
the rest of
fucking
this?
slow. I'm disliking it on YouTube.
I'm leaving a hate comment. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape, and it had to have been. Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
No.
What?
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your fucking shit absurd claim.
Accept it anyway. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
When did the first incident occur?
Why are you asking
Summarize the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being called by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? Got him. Next thing up my lines.
Got him.
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record.
Oh hey, look, it's me.
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Miles Edgeworth, what have you done? Why would you fucking kill him?
What?
I never would have figured you had the nerve,
Are
boy.
you fucking serious? Drop the act, witness.
No.
It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
No, I ain't getting it.
Well, then you're dumb.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
They would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again.
That's what I'm saying.
There's only one other card number remaining, the 7 sevens. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation.
Yeah.
He went in with the 7 sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 77777777777.
You all are so fucking needy. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
What? We'll do it anyway.
No.
Explain yourself, son.
Alright, I don't have to explain shit to you. The ID number 7 sevens belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity.
But that's ridiculous. Just how...
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright.
Well, you should have been.
There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? Your cover-ups and your forgeries.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking murderer, so...
That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
Wait, am I a murderer? I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Nah, I'm just spitting facts. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
No. Yes?
Shut the fuck up. No, not to you, dumbass. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana.
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 7 sevens.
Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing, about that incident. That's all an incident? Answer me this, chief prosecutor.
Fuck you, man.
In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Have you done
I don't
say?
have to say shit to you.
No, he didn't.
You need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor.
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time,
Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did.
Lana?
I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask again, chief prosecutor.
Stop saying the same thing.
During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator, in that crime in
In I?
in the eye and say that you did? Chief prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
But Lana!
Even if it involved forging evidence.
Damn.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
What the hell?
I'm going insane.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
No. No!
Oh my god! Order! Shut the hell up! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom cannot be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to be What? Would have to wait until the following day.
Would have to be wait.
To be continued. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I had to redo this episode, I swear to Christ. So yeah, that wraps up
Yeah.
day 2, or day 3 trial, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you all in the next episode.
Peace out.